Kak.
Testing, orang dengar tak? Test. Do you hear us?
Kalau nampak soalan tu,
Scroll dulu.
the mic is muted. Okay. Right, if you want to do the question, it's already there. Just reply dulu on Telegram. Kita going to do this question. Okay, hello there. Hi, hello viewers. So we have a new working hamsters today. Okay, so they'll take over the session. Feel free to ask them anything. Okay.
Tak ada orang masuk lagi.
Susah when they give me the call the region and then I need to find the capital. We need to find a new function.
Silakan ada soalan.
Soalan
Nah, yang poison normal.
Dah.
Maybe it's doable.
Okay, that's it.
People dekat Ilham.
So you draw each
Alright, hi, today we'll be continuing off from yesterday's session. There's like one question that haven't been discussed, which is 7C from Chem PP set 1, I think. Yes. So following the question, we can see that the information given is that it gives us mean 2, which means lambda 2 because it's poison. So you can write it as XP poison 2. So skipping to question C, most people can be confused because this question is a bit tricky. But first of all, we should calm down and look at the questions. So first, it says the hospital has 4 beds for emergency at the starting of the day. So if it says 1 day, meaning the lambda or the mean still remains as 2. If it says like for consecutive 2 days or consecutive blah blah blah, then the lambda changes. But for this one, the lambda remains the same. And then continuing off, it says find the probability when the bed will not be enough for emergency. Will not be enough for emergency admissions. Let's look into the situation. The hospital has 4 beds, meaning it will only can accept 4 patients. If the situation for the beds will not be enough, meaning there will be in 1 day there should be like more than 4 patients come in. By that, we can say that if the number of patients come in is more than 5, then the bed will not be enough for that day. So this is basically it. Then we can continue lah. So when X is poison 2, C for X is more than 5, we can tengok terus dalam jadual. So the answer will be 0.0527. That's all.
Kalau ada apa-apa soalan boleh chat dekat Telegram atau dekat live YouTube ni. Dan saya akan suruh Wani explain lagi.
Yes.
Ada soalan.
Kalau ada yang tak clear lagi.
Okay, next presenter siapa?
It's okay. Tak siap lagi. Thank you.
Tunggu jap.
Sama-sama. This question is actually pretty easy. It's big because there's a lot of word. There's a lot orang Melayu. Statement yang bahaya.
Satu, dua, seterusnya pula. Oh, so tinggal ni kenapa?
Ini tu. Yang
Ada dah siap?
itu pasir bukan? Yang
Kau pernah buat?
macam pernah buat. No, tak pernah buat. Pasir? Macam kitty. Arigato.
Stop.
Tak.
Tak ada next present. Tak ada soalan lain.
Tak ada soalan lain.
Hello, Adam.
Adam.
You have any interesting question? I suppose. What are your interesting question?
Semalam soalan kau tak faham tu tapi ada solution dah. Tak nanti nak explain lagi.
Just leave with your interest. Do you have any question?
Sampai tak perlu cari dia punya link.
Between true or false video and audio.
Dia yang dia dapat betul 5. Lepas yang 10 lagi dia.
That's quite interesting.
Ni dapat video.
Do you really like it? Yes, sir.
Hi, continuing second question. We found another question. So question ni, it says sketch and shape. Oh, it says sketch and shape. Hi. Hold on, tak boleh. Sini.
Oh, tak boleh nak atas dia.
Tak boleh highlight. Shoo.
Tak boleh highlight atas.
Yeah. Oh, you can use different color sometimes.
Oh.
Sorry.
Want to use purple. Alright. Sorry. Okay, continuing off. The question asks us to sketch and shape the region bounded by the curve y equals to 4 exponent negative x and y equal to 4 minus x. So, jom kita lukis graph. First, graph like this. And then we draw the curve y equal to 4 exponent e negative x will look like, I think it should look like this. Kan? Sama besar lah pula. It should look, tukar pada lain. It should look something like this. Y equal to e negative x. And then second 4 e. Sorry. 4 e negative x. And then you have to draw the next line, which is a straight line, y equal to 4 minus x. 4 minus x meaning the line goes straight down and touches the, this is 4, touches somewhere like this. Oh! Buruk lah. Sekali lagi. Shoop. This is 4. Like this. This is y equal to 4 e x. And this is straight line. This is straight line. Y equal to 4 minus x. And then y-axis, this is y, this is x. And then it says x equal to 3, meaning third line, 1, 2, 3, shoop, x equal to 3. And then dia tanya balik, region bounded by the curve, straight line, and axis, x equal to 3, meaning the region that is, macam kalau senang faham, the region that is trapped by the all lines mentioned. So kalau kita tengok sini lah tempat yang bounded tersebut. Pretty sure you guys can draw a lot more prettier than mine. So that's how it should look. And then next part of the question, dia tanya, hence find the area of shaded region. Area of the shaded region by using trapezoidal rule. Trapezoidal rule tu tahu kan, pakai formula H/2 y initial plus y n and the rest of y, blah 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 blah. This one lah. Using 5 ordinates. 5 ordinates ni maknanya n dia equal to 5. Okay, give your answer correct to 4 decimal places. Okay, jom kita solve sama-sama. First of all, kita kena cari H. H ni pun kena ingat kot, dia tak bagi formula. So H is bila kita buat table tu, yang the one that sections each. This is yang H. So H equals to B minus A over 2. Oh, I'm sorry. First kita kena construct equation dulu. So untuk construct equation kita tengok ada 2 equation kan. Ni dan ni. So kita samakan saja. Y1 equals to 4 minus X. Y2 equals to 4 E exponent X. Equalskan saja sebab dia both Y kan. 4 minus X equals to 4 E. And then for ni. Oh, sorry. Minus 4E negative X equal to 0. This is the new Y equation we have. So 4 minus X minus 4E negative X. And then to do the table, we have to calculate the H. So to count the H equals to B minus A N. Tengok balik graf tadi. Sini kan 3. Sini kosong. Meaning kalau nak cari area kan kita kena pakai integrate equation bounded from where to where. So ini equation kita tadi 4 minus X minus 4 sini. 4 minus X minus 4 exponent negative X bounded 0 until 3. So 0, 3 ni this should be A, this is B. So the B tadi kita dapat 3 ya. 3 minus 0 equal 5. Jadi H dia adalah 3 over 5. 5. Sebab
4 kan?
4 eh?
Sebab dia kata
5 ordinates. Sorry.
So 4 ruang.
4. N is 4. Sorry. N is not 5, it is 4. Okay. And then we have everything, then we should do the table. Y equals to 4x 4e x. This is x. So first 0 and then masukkan nilai sajalah. 0 should be, this is initial y. Initial y equals to 0. And then 3 over 4. For this part, just calculate 3 over 4 plus until the end should be 3 sebab dia punya graph is bounded from 0 until 3. So 3 over 4 plus 3 over 4 should be 3 over 2. And then 3 over 2 plus 3 over 4 would be 9 over 4. Then masukkan nilai. This is y1. Y1 equals to 1.3605. If I am mistaken, please tell me in the comments because I'm not quite sure as well. And then y2 should be 1.6075. y3 1.3284. And then here will be 94. Y4. Sorry. Y4, which is yn. Yn answer will be 0.8009. And then here, total out everything. Total up. Kan from the equation dia jadi, what was it again lah? Okay, kita tulis formula. Integrate 0 until 3 the equation fx, which is 4 minus x minus 4e negative x equals to h over 2 y initial plus yn y1 plus y2 plus y3. So it will be memudahkan hidup if we just total everything up. So y initial and yn, which is this part, would be the total would be 0.8009. And then this part is here. So we can just, whoa! Sorry, I'm quite new at this. So this part is the same as this one. So we just total everything up. Would be 4.2964. And then kira je lah. H tadi 3 over 4 kan. 9 over divide by 2. 0.8009.
Sekejap muzik kamar.
Oh, sorry, this part should be plus 2. 2 times 2 times y1 plus y2. Nah. So plus 2 times 4.2964. And then final answer would be 3.5226. That's all. Yeah. So that's the final answer. Lebih kurang that's all. So
Siapa nak present lagi?
ada yang tak faham lagi ke? Because of my messy explanation. 3. Ada yang tak faham ke?
Aku je不懂
Kalau semua clear,
So siapa next presenter kita? Tak ada. Forward.
nak cuba, saya tak dapat cuba C lagi, tapi boleh discuss yang semalam you tanya macam tu.
Oh.
Because you nak Malaysia.
Apa?
Okay.
Sure.
So nak Sorry.
I can see that.
Zero will be continuing the next question.
Okay, now I'm going to teach the question 7C. So from the question provided, we know that average 40 cups have cracks in every 1000 cup. So means that the P is equals to 40 over 1000. When we simplify it, we will get 1 over 25. So the probability to get a cracked cups is 1 over 35. And the Q is equals to 1 minus P equals to 24 over 25. And now we have to find the probability that more than 2 cups have cracks. So more than 2 cracks is P probability X greater than 2. And we can use a binomial to solve it, which is 1 minus P X smaller than 2. 1 minus X smaller than 2 equals to 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so we just use the binomial to solve it. The probability have crack is equals to 1 over 25. So we sub 1 over 25 into P, 0, 24, 25, 200.
There's two ways. The P is still the same. P is
25, 199 minus 200 C2, 1 over 35, 2.
Use formula. 1 minus S equals to 0, S equals to 1, S equals to 2. 1 minus probability for.
So when you sub in all the value, this is equals to X when X equals to 0, and this is equals to when X equals to 1, and this is equals to when X equals to 2, and you will get 1 minus 0.0125. So you will get the answer is 0.98. Wait, sorry. 7.5. Okay, so that's it.
Okay, so itu je lah untuk soalan 7C ni. Kalau di mana? Kalau ada soalan macam biasalah tanya dalam grup Telegram atau dekat komen YouTube. Okay, so kalau nak proceed dengan next question. Ya, boleh. Okay, lepas ni jumpa lagi sekali dengan Owen. Sebab semalam Owen lagi hari for Owen juga.
Hello.
Hello.
Sekejap.
So,
My calculator one.
Ini je. Guna. Oh tak, yang ni yang jalan ke. Bincang. Kalian
Check. Okay.
soalan ni dah ada solution. Kalau nak macam ni. Nak bincang. Sebab sekarang ada soalan.
oh, baru nak boleh. Tadi saya kata saya tak nak explain.
Okay. So basically for this question, dia tanya in 15 true or false questions, Ali knows exactly the correct answer for 5 questions. For the rest of the question, he will toss a fair coin in order to determine the answer. So basically, they give us a condition already, which is in these 15 questions, he already knows 5 questions answered. So we can write it as something like this. When we have 15 questions, he already knows the correct 5 answers. But for the rest of the 10 questions, he has to throw a fair coin. So the probability of a fair coin, heads or tails basically, yes or true or false is 1/2. Okay, so now we need to find the probability that he is able to answer each question correctly. So it's more like an intersect. Sorry, not intersect. It's more like an all question. So the probability for him to answer correctly is basically, like I said earlier, an n probability. Means that we use both probability plus it up together. So in order to get the correct answer, there is 5 questions out of the total 15 that he already knows the answer of, and he has to use 1/2 times 10/15. So this is basically the probability of getting the answer correctly for each question. So we get total of 2/3. So this is basically the probability to get one question correct. So once you get this probability, basically the rest of it is just doing normal binomial question. So now we see total, we write x. The total number of questions is 15, and the probability to get one question correct is 2/3. So now find the probability that he managed to get more than 13 questions correctly. We can write p more than 13. So there are 2 ways to get this. We can just write px equals 14 plus px equals 15. So basically we know that greater than 13 is 14 and 15, the total is 15. So now we just sub in the formula. So when doing binomial, we know that it's NCR times the probability p to the power of how many correct. So here for 14, it's 14c, 15c, which 15 is total. 50c 14 times the probability to get one question correct, which is 2/3, so to the power of 14, then 1/3. How do we get this? We know that P and Q equals Q, which is the probability that he's unable to get the question correctly, is 1 minus P. So that's 1/3 here. And then this is the power of 1. And then for the probability to get 15 question correct is 50C 15, 2/3, power of 15. And we don't need to write the 1/3 because it's to the power of 0. So for the values, I'm too lazy to count the calculator already. Sama dengan Joshua. So you'll get 0.0194. Okay, so that's for question A. And now we try to do mean. So for mean and standard deviation for binomial questions, we need to know that mean. Kenapa macam ni bunyi? Tak boleh erase. Ya.
Tak boleh padam.
Like cursor.
Ayo.
GG. Magic.
Hilang lah.
It
hits you lah.
Tak apa. So kenapa macam ni?
Tak boleh lagi. Lomok.
Apa?
Tak boleh lagi.
No lah, dia macam lagging. Macam if I write here, it will pop. Hold on for a second, viewers. Technical issue.
Everything always go fine until the moment you want to use it.
Tak apa. Okay, so
Tutup kat balik lah. Computer engineer.
for mean, in terms of binomial question, we just have to know mean equals n times p. N is basically the total of the number of whatever you want to find times the probability. And then for standard deviation, we know that variance is npq. So for standard deviation, it's basically square root npq. So this is the two, or you can say the three formula that you must remember for finding mean, variance, and standard deviation for binomial questions. So now we try to do B. So calculate the mean. Basically, we know that mean, no matter you write EX or just this mean symbol, so n total is 15, and then the probability is 2/3, so we will get answer is 10. And then for standard deviation, it's not hard also. I can straight write standard deviation equals square root npq, sub in the values. So P is 2/3, Q again is 1 minus P, so it's 1/3. So the answer you'll get is 1.83. Okay, so that's basically this question. So the hard part is just to find the P, which is the probability to answer one question correctly, because we have to factor in the probability to get these 5 questions correctly out of these 15 questions, and then n. So we use plus, it's a union, so you get the 1/2 times the other 10 questions out of 15 questions, so total is 2/3. So once you get this part correct, I believe that the rest of the questions will be very easy only. Alright, that's for my presentation for this question. So I'll pass on to the next presenter.
Okay, thank you, Owen. So,
Oh,
tak ada. Soalan pun dah habis. Tak ready.
okay, so I'll let Wani present the next question. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. So, adakah kita akan pass mula kepada Alawani? Ya, begitulah. Ya, soalan.
Hello. Soalan.
So, soalan mana?
5 orang je. Betul. So ada question baru from KMKT set A kot. Sebentar ya.
Both I both. I got this, but I also find it confusing. They use unions, and then it's very weird. So they get 2/3. So it's the same answer. Because you use this way, just explain. But kalau you got the last question correct, and then you already know if I answer correct. Basically, I can ignore, right? That's why I do same like so. So I just
Nama tu geram jatuh.
I'll get less than 0.01.
Like for this type of questions, when do we need to do the continuity?
Kat atas tu.
But
Betul.
there are some questions that I don't need to
Eh?
change. Okay.
Okay. This is the new question that I found.
So I'll see your question first.
Do you have any tips on how to score chapter 10? Chapter 10 is
Special.
For those kind of questions, they give us a plane, right? Vector, they give us a plane, and then they tell us the lines. Then they give us the vector on the direction, the vector on the plane. So, and
Sir, ada orang tanya soalan. Do you have tips on how to score chapter 10?
chapter 10.
How to score chapter 10?
Okay, my tips for chapter 10 is that there are 4 things you need to know: binomial, Poisson, and normal. Okay, and
Approximation.
sometimes you can have approximation. The trick part is when to use approximation. The tricky part when to use approximation is when the value of n suddenly increases by a lot. It's like you're doing n like 10, 20, suddenly become 100 to 100. So that's a very big sign that you need to use approximation. And Poisson, there's a space and time over there. You need to figure out where's the space, where's the time. Such as if I say to you, if there can be an accident in balik kampung raya, like every 100 kilometer, there can be like one accident. So that's by using space. Or I can say that like every 1 hour, there's one accident. That's by using time. If you see the space and time over there, so that means it's a Poisson. So if not, it's either binomial or normal or approximation. I mentioned approximation when the n increase by a lot. And binomial is normally when the n is small. Normal is when n is large. Actually, we got a exact question that we want to show. Are you ready? Okay, so it's a nice time to ask that questions. Okay, so Ziki, if you're ready. Oh, this question. Okay. We do that one after this one. Okay. Wani show this question first, which is quite good. Like this one over here, like this question here, you can see the 200 bowling. 200 bowling is slightly too much. So it's a big sign that you need to use the approximation. Yeah, all right. So there are 4 things that you need to know for chapter 10. You just need to know when to use them. If you know when to use them, then you're pretty much fine. Okay. So when this is like the one and more and slash.
Okay, you guys dengar kan? So at first kita notice macam oh my god besarnya N dia. N dia 200 Kalau tengok dalam buku pun
Dalam buku
at first kalau kita tengok okay P tak terlalu. Hey. Okay. P. Kan wake up kan. Okay. Okay, and then at first kita baca okay 10% are widowed, so assume P is 0.1. And then baca pula if 200 bowling league members are selected at random, 200 dia nak pilih 200. Kalau kita tengok dalam any jadual dalam buku tu pun mana ada 200, at most pun 50. So apa solution kita? Sekejap, ini probability that 10 or more. So 10 is included So macam mana kita nak buat? At first, there will be X, B, binomial, 200, 0.1. And disebabkan N dia terlalu besar, we need to change it into normal. Normal. Normal, this one is mean and standard deviation. So
variant kan kalau ada pasal 2.
Sorry. So standard ada square lah.
Jelas, tapi standard deviation tu kan
Ni variation lah. Okay.
Sama-sama.
First kita from binomial kita tahu yang mean equals to NP. So untuk dapatkan nilai N, just use the 200 from binomial and 0.1 from binomial lah. So the mean we get is 20. Masukkan sini 20. And then kita kira variance.
Kan kalau ada macam ni ada square variance kan?
Okay, variance is NPQ. So previously N 200, P 0.1, Q 1 tolak 0.1, 0.9 equals to 18. So now kita dah ada normal amount of N, bukan N, mean and variance. So N 20, 18. When, ingat balik soalan, P, probability, X is more than 10. Okay, here's the catch. When kita dah ubah the binomial into normal, the only way to solve it is that we have to use approximation sebab kita dah ubah dia punya form. So approximation dia punya ni would be macam number line 10 and then draw a box away. So 10.5 or 9.5. Okay. 9.5. So to include 10 meaning the whole thing is included. Meaning?
So kita ambil 9.5 lah.
Yes. So to approximation of P, probability of the X is more than 10 would be probability X more than 9.5. And then we can just look at the final answer.
Wan pinjam.
Look at the jadual. Jadual normal. Should be normal kan? Normal distribution. No, kena buat Z dulu. So
you basically you're using
P,
this one as well. You're lucky 0 1 0 is also
P,
all the time.
Z. Ini X kan? X
So it's best if I do
minus
I use point 0 0 0 and then
mean
cross vector with
and overweight
other point.
18.
Itu
Kira.
ada second line ada line tu lah. So
Oh, tak payah ni.
1 1 minus
Kena ni ke?
Kena square root.
Ah,
Yes, kena square root.
square root.
But if they only give me the direction vector, so I need to find a point.
Kira kan?
you're lucky on that
Yeah.
one because it's 0 0. I need to see the new case.
Minus 20 over.
So it's not the direction vector, but take the point.
Yes. In this case, you're lucky.
Negative
It's on the line.
2 point.
So if the point, then I can understand it well because I want to take here to here.
7.
And then for
5.
like if the line A,
And then ini kan kalau kita lukis
oh I understand.
it will be over
Because
here.
If I want to find
2.475.
Times the cross.
cross.
Dia equal to P.
Wani,
Oh,
ada orang tanya kenapa 9.5?
9.5. Sebab inilah. Kalau kita tengok,
CA times AB.
kita imagine bar graph. Imagine bar graph. Oh. Kita imagine bar graph.
For this kind of question, like finding the
Sini imagine bar graph.
finding the
And then this is 10.
parallelogram or the triangle one, the area of the vector. So they give us A, B, C.
And then tepi dia
And
akan
then,
jadi
yeah,
Z
I find AB
10.5
But why don't
and
I have to
9.5.
invert also?
I can also do it this way.
This is the end of 10 and the
It's either both of them
dua
go
ni
out
is
or
still
both of them
considered
go
as
in.
10 sebab dia
One go up, one go in.
yang both end ni is still considered as 10. So when the question asks X is more than 10, kita kena include the whole bar. So bila include the whole bar, this one
Triangle one.
dia sentuh ke tak? Dia sentuh kan?
Then why
So disebabkan dia sentuh, then kita kena ambil 9.5.
this coordinate
Contoh
A,
kalau P
negative this P. Isn't that
X
like
more than
in our
10, dia bukan,
Kita masuk
dia tak termasuk 10.
is that,
So kalau dia tak termasuk 10,
because you know both is
We
like
have
OP
to-
and OA, right? So but I
10
also
ni
have
dia
the-
tak ambil. So they have to
for this,
for the area.
do it like this.
If not this one,
Shade it this way. So kan shading ni dia tekan, dia sentuh kepada 10.5, meaning P X is more than 10.5. Okay, faham? I hope that will be clear for you.
sama.
Sama-sama.
So in this case, we don't mind.
Okay, continuing off.
But for area, we the elimination.
Ni kita just kira belah ni kan. Kita positifkan dia kan. So just refer kepada buku 2.475 dekat jadual. Tengok.
Kalau Z lebih daripada negatif 2 belah sana.
Minus. Sorry. You want it this way kan? Would be equal if would be 1 tolak 2.475. So P Z 2.475. Sebab kita nak yang ni. Ini kita flipkan the graph. Kan kita nak yang ni. It will be the same if we just count it this way. These two. This one and this one is the same. So then refer balik buku. Okay, tengok sama-sama. Standard normal. Alamak, besar sangat lah. So just round out lah. 2.448. Yes. So 2.4 and then 8. 0.006. Yes. 0.006. 抗So probability dia ialah 0.9934. Kita check betul ke tak?
就好像那个我们学过的 note 就是你要找这条 vector 的话，你要一定要回去这中间，
Yes.
然后比一个回去，
Ni jawapan dia.
所以你才找到这边。
Yay, itu final answer dia.
Sudah siap.
所以
So and then we will moving on to Z.
So kita teruskan dengan next presenter. Chen Ziqi.
Yay. Okay. Thank you, Wen.
Soalan nama?
Saya tulisan dalam Telegram.
Very good.
Yes. Ni.
So hungry.
Kita sampai pukul berapa? Kita sampai pukul berapa?
Pusing.
Oops. Good questions. I also don't know.
Oh ya. Tidak pusing.
Apa ni?
Ada punya refleks.
Great. Ini. Okay.
Soalan mana?
Semua. Ya. Wow. Lebih besar sikit. Okay, so hi guys. Today I will be explaining these questions. This is questions past year, and this one is from 2013. Okay. So the question says the lifetime of D-size battery produced by a local factory is normally distributed with mean 11.5 months and standard deviations 0.8 months. Okay, so we highlight this first. This one. Okay, so from here we know that this one is a normal, because the questions already give us the mean and the standard deviations, so we can write susahnya. Okay, and okay, we can write like this. Okay. Right, like this. Okay. This one square. Okay. So questions A. Suppose a battery is selected randomly from the battery production line. Then 1. Calculate the probability that the battery lifetime is between 9.5 and 11.5 months. Correct to 1 decimal place. Okay, so before I explain this question, I will go through all questions first. Okay, so soalan ni kita boleh nampak dia cakap between 9.5 and 11.5. Semua soalan ni ada. Sini pun ada kan? Sini pun ada kan? So which means that A, B, C semua guna P yang sama. Okay. So okay, next. Okay, so I'll explain questions A1 first. Okay, so this one dia tanya the probability of the battery lifetime is between 9.5 and 11.5. So we do the normal P 9.5. Okay, since we know that this one from tadi punya soalan atas punya ayat kan, dia kami sudah boleh tahu dia adalah normal. So sini kami 9.5 sampai 11.5 tu juga normal. So 11.5 P. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so untuk soalan yang normal, kita ada okay, kita kena tukar dia jadi Z dulu. Okay, so tukar dia jadi Z P 9.5. Macam mana tukar dia jadi Z? Okay, ya, tolak dengan mean then divide by standard deviations. Yeah, so tadi punya mean 11.5, standard deviations 0.8. Okay, yang ni jangan careless dalam X dekat sini kita nak tulis variance bukan standard deviations. Okay, tapi sini standard deviations. Okay, so masa variance itu ada sini ada square, sini tak ada square. Okay, so ini kena take notes. Okay, so lepas tu Z 11.5 minus 7.5 divided by 0.8. Okay. Then kami akan dapat P 2.5 Z 0. Okay. So if biasanya saya akan buat satu graph dulu sebab saya tak mau keliru. So saya buat satu graph then 2.5 0. So sekarang dia nak sini, area sini. Okay. So kami tahu yang ini semua equals to 1. So kalau kami nak area sini, kami guna 1 tolak sini dan sini kan. Okay, so macam mana kami tahu area sini dan sini? Kami boleh refer sorry I draw wrongly. Okay, sebab sini kosong. So macam ni baru betul sebab sini kosong. So dia hanya 5 sini saja. Okay. So because kosong is the middle part. So kosong yang ni kami tahu dia 1. Dan kosong dia macam bisa dia jadi half. So kami tahu yang part ini 0.5 dan sini juga 0.5. Okay. So kami boleh guna part ini tolak part ini. Nampak? Macam tak nampak. Tolak part ini, kami boleh dapat yang shaded area tu kan. Okay, so 0.5 tolak yang part merah ni. Macam mana kita boleh cari part yang merah ni? Kami boleh refer ini. Okay, so tapi kami kena cari zero sebab dalam table ini dia tak ada negatif kan, so kami nak cari dia punya 2 point. Macam mana cakap
Cari dia punya yang positif side.
yang positive side.
Simetri. So kiri dan kanan akan sama.
Okay, so dia tolak P Z. Okay, so kami akan dapat 0.00621. Okay. Okay. 8. Okay. And tengok balik. Yeah. Then sekarang dia nak correct to 1 decimal place. Okay. So kita kena correct to 1 decimal place. 0.5. Yeah, that's all for questions A1. Okay, lepas tu dia questions A2. If the probability that the battery lifetime is less than H month is 0.975, determine the value of H. Okay, so V sini. Okay. B. Okay. So tadi saya sudah explain kan, sebab dia ada ni, so kami tahu dia punya P juga sama. So kita guna balik 0.5. Okay. Okay. Sekarang sorry. Saya careless. Kita lepas pandang Kejap. Tak apalah. Just leave it. Okay. Itu dulu. Sorry. Okay, so sekarang dia cakap probability that the battery lifetime is less than H month. So kami tahu P X smaller than H, less than H. Dan yang ini adalah N. Okay, sebab sini. Sebab dia punya question sudah bagi tahu mean dan standard deviation. So kami tahu semua value tu normal. Okay. So kita kena tukar dia jadi semua soalan yang normal kena tukar jadi Z dulu baru boleh buat tak boleh terus buat. Okay. Yang ni kena take notes Okay. Then 0.975. Okay, tapi sebab dalam table kan kami nak guna value dalam table tu dia semua value adalah more than. So untuk lebih senang nak buat lah, kami tukar dulu bagi dia punya X adalah greater than. Okay, so kami kena tulis tukar dia dulu. Okay, macam mana tukar? Okay, 1 minus 975. Okay. Okay, 025. Pak ini faham tak? Okay, siapa tak faham boleh bagi tahu dalam chat box Okay. So lepas tu nak tukar dia jadi Z. Okay. So H minus yang ni. Yang ni. Okay. So okay. Minus 11.5 divide by 0.8. Sama dengan soalan tadi jugalah. Okay, dan kami akan dapat tulis balik je. Dan lepas tu kami buat H minus 11.5 divided by 0.8.
Kalau pakai
Then
1.65.
kejap. Kami refer table dulu, then cari yang jawapan dia 0.025. Okay, yang mana okay, so cari table dulu, then kami akan dapat 1.96 adalah equals to 0.025. Okay, so nak cari H, kami buat compare dekat dua ni. Compare. Okay, compare, then H minus 11.5 by 0.8 adalah equals to 1.96. Okay, so nak dapat H adalah 13.068. Okay. Yang ini adalah A2. Okay, so next B. Okay, B ni dia cakap suppose 10 battery are selected at random from the battery production line. So from sini kami akan tahu, we'll know that this one it is a binomial because of the 10 battery here. Okay, so this one n equals to 10. So ini binomial. Okay. Rabu. Okay. So since this one is binomial, then n equals to 10. Then P we use back. Okay, because of this between 9.5 until and 11.5. So we use back the P. P equals to 0.5. Okay. So next, dia tanya, calculate the probability that at most 3 battery have the lifetime between 9.5 and 11.5. At most 3 battery. So dia paling banyak hanya boleh sampai 3 saja, kan? Okay. So P X smaller and equals to 3. Sebab dia tak boleh more than 3, kan? Okay. So kami masa kami buat soalan macam ni, kami kena tukar kita kena tukar dia punya sign jadi more than dulu. Okay, so tukar jadi more than 3. Okay, yang ni kami boleh refer dia punya refer table juga. Okay, refer ni P 0.5.
PX more than 4, apa kena more than 3?
Because sini ada equals to 3. So kami juga nak value untuk 3. So kami kena tolak okay lah, ini boleh tulis sebagai P X. Macam ni juga boleh.
Dua-dua boleh lah.
Boleh.
Dapat 72.24.
Okay, so kami cari balik table. Then P equals to 0.5, then N equals to 10. 0.5 N equals to 10, and then PX equals to more than 4. So kami akan dapat 0.8281. Nampak tak? Boleh ya? Okay lah, tak apalah, korang cari sendiri ya. Okay, so kami akan dapat 1 minus 0.8281. Okay, so calculate and kami akan dapat 0.1719. Okay, so next C. Yay. Okay, so sekarang C dia cakap if 100 bacteria are selected randomly from the bacteria production line, approximate the probability that from 48 to 51 bacteria have a lifetime between 9.5 and 11.5. So from sini kami nampak lagi yang ni. So kami tahu dia punya P equals to 0.5. Okay. Okay. Then sini dia cakap dia ada 11 bacteria. 100 bacteria. Okay. 100 bacteria. Okay, so yang ni sebab dia more than 50. So kami tahu dia nak buat approximation. Approximate. Okay. So tadi from tadi punya soalan kami tahu dia punya X kalau binomial lah adalah equals to 100. Sorry. Okay, sini dia cakap 100 kan. So kami tahu dia punya N apa tu boleh? Oh, okay, boleh lah.
Tekan first button kat sini.
Oh,
Battery low.
battery low.
So battery low.
Okay. Kalau kami nak tulis dalam form ini, dia adalah B, ini adalah N, dan ini adalah P. So N kami tahu dia 100, P adalah 0.5. Tapi sekarang kita nak buat approximation. Approximation tu adalah dalam form ini. N, ini adalah MP, dan sini adalah MPQ. Okay, so macam mana ini N, ini P. So times kami akan dapat sini adalah MP. Ini adalah NQ. Kan? Okay, faham tak? Okay. So
You're recording something?
lepas tu dia nak probability from 48 to 51. So P 48 x 51 equals to, okay, tapi sebab sini adalah approximation. Approximation kita nak buat continuity dulu. Okay, so apa tu continuity? Continuity tu maksud tadi Wani ada explain dah kan? So kena explain lagi ke? Okay, so sini 48, 51. Okay, so sini adalah ini 48 juga include. So sekarang kami nak buat continuity, kami tak mau include 48. So tak. Kami include 48. So kami akan ambil yang lebih kecil 0.5 lah. Dapat 47.5. Okay, so 47.5 ini adalah XN. Sorry, this one no equal. XN. Okay, this one is 51.5. Okay. Dan lepas tu kita tukar dia jadi Z dulu. 7.5 minus 50 divide by 1.5 minus 50 divide by, okay, sini. Okay, dan kami akan dapat negative 0.5 Z 0.3. Okay, dan lepas tu buat sama je lah dengan yang atas punya. Saya akan buat satu graf dulu. Then 0.5, 0.3 Dia nak area sini kan. Okay, so lepas tu kami tahu ini semua equal to 1. So 1 tolak P Z more than 0.03 sebab kami nak kawasan yang lorette saja. So kami ambil the whole area tolak yang warna merah ini dan tolak yang ini juga. Okay, so P Z 5 ada negatif. Okay. So, refer to table. Kami akan dapat. Okay, so jawapan dia 0.3094. Okay, so that's all for these questions. Okay, yes. Okay, so thank you. Thank you guys. Okay, ada apa soalan tak? Okay, so proceed to next questions. Okay, bye guys.
Kau tengah bergaduh. Okay, awal lagi. Selapa. Okay, explain bunyi tu. Selamat.
Ya, tu.
Satu ni,
Yang medicine yang correlated.
Sorry.
Allah kecil kau. Okay.
Okay. Okay, hello guys. So this is a question that can be obtained from the Telegram group. Okay. So so for this question is basically just a basic normal distribution question, but the hard part is there is two parts to this question. Okay, so first of all, let's find out what the information is given us. So the mean is 46 and the variance is 256. So by writing the information down, normally for normal distribution, we'll write x to n is the mean, 46, and the variance is 256. But for me, I personally like to square root it first. So if we square root 256, we'll get 16, but I will write it in this format, 16 square, so that I will know that when I want to sub in the formula, I will sub in the standard deviation, not the variance. So if the pass mark is 50, find the probability who pass. So it's basically wants us to find the probability x greater or equals 50. All right, so by changing this into normal, we will get pz, which is greater or equal to your 50 minus your mean, which is 46, and over the standard deviation, which we found earlier, which is 16. Okay, variance 256, so standard deviation is 16. Now we solve it and we will get 50 minus 46 over 16 is 0.25. So once we get to this stage, I recommend drawing out the normal distribution curve. Okay. So for this kind of question, it's important to draw out the curve to know where your value is at. So if 0.25 means it's at the right part of the curve, and then I will shade it, it's greater or equal to, which means it's to the right. So I can just, if my probability curve is to the right and the area is to the right, so I know that the value that I find in the statistic table is the correct value already. So just refer to the book and then you'll get the answer for greater or equals 0.25 is 0.4013. All right. So for this part of the question is very simple. You just refer to the book and then you get the answer already. But for the second part of the question, because it's not over yet, if 5% of the candidates get a distinction, what is the least mark they get? Okay, so first of all, we need to know that now they give us the probability, but they want us to find the mark that the students get. So it's a reverse working of the previous working that we did. So for distinction, it means that you can draw out the curve again, and then you can think of it this way. Distinction is basically a keputusan cemerlang lah, but if your passing mark is just now, like we said, 50, and then the mean mark of all the students means the middle mark here is 46. So to get a better score than both the mean and the passing mark, of course, is to the right. You can think of it this way first. And then they tell you the information is that 5% or only 5% of the candidates get a distinction. So that 5% is probability. You can write it as 0.05. So the area here basically is 0.05, which is the mark that you want to find. I can write it down as K. So now, when we want to do the reverse working, I like to do it also with the same steps. X is greater or equals to K, right? Because it's to the right of the K. So that will be, when we change to normal distribution, it will be Z greater than or equals to K minus the same steps, your mean, which is 46, and over your standard deviation, which is 16. But now, they already give you the probability, which is 0.05. So this here equals to 0.05. Now, what do we do? So basically, open up the statistic book and find back 0.05. If you basically refer to the standard normal distribution table, what you have to find here is not the value to the z or not the value to the z. It's basically you need to find the value of the probability. So if we refer to 0.05, the closest value you will get is 0.0505 inside the book lah. And then this is basically the value for 1.64. It means that for the value of the z value of 1.64, you will get a probability of 0.050, which is closest to 0.05. So once you know that, you can just write down k minus 46 over 16 is equals to 1.64. And then now it's already very clear that what the value of k is. You just have to solve it, and then the answer is 72.24. So it just means that for the z score of for the score greater of equal to 72.2,
Technical difficulties. Someone call my phone. My dad call my phone.
Okay, now I'm going to explain question 3. So for this question, we have the positions of point A and point B, which is given in the questions already. And now we have to find the vector equations of line L. So we can see line L, point P is line on line L. So it means that line AB at here. Oh, you cannot. Wait. Pegang tengok. Okay, sorry. So here is the line AB, and the question say that point P is line on line AB. So the ratio is 1:1.2. So P is here is 1, and here is 2, based on the questions given. And line L is passed through P and parallel to the vector. So line L is somewhere about here, and this is line L. Because line L passed through point P, right? So line L is something here. And now we have to find the equations of line L. So to find the equations of line L, plus T. So for the position A, we don't know because we have to sub in the point P. So this is point P. And now we still don't know yet what is the point P. So later we're going to find the point P out. And for V is equals to the vector parallel to the line L, which also given in the questions already. 3, -2, and -1. So now our problem is we're going to find out the point P. So how do we find out point P? By using this. 2AP is equals to PB. Okay, so 2AO plus OP goes to P. So we just sub in all the values since we have OA in the question and we didn't have OP. So now I'm going to let the OP to become X, Y, and Z. -4 and 4. X, Y, and Z. So why the question here is 2, 4, -1, but I have to reverse the sign? It's because the question given here is OA, and now I'm using AO. So I'm going to reverse the sign. Equals to PO. Just now OP I assume it is X, Y, and Z. So now PO, it is equals to -X, -Y, and -Z. -1, -2, and -1. So when you do the calculation, you will get X, Y, Z is equals to 3, -2, and sorry. Wait. You will get 1, 2, and -3. So this is our point P. So now we're just going to sub the point P in the vector A over here.
And this is our equation of line L. So we solved A already. Now we're going to question B. So question B is, the question said that there are 2-point line on L, and the distance is square root 20 from A. So look at the question here. A is over here, and for line L, there's 2 points. We don't know where the point is. I just random label it, and the distance from the point to A is square root 20. There are 2 points. So now we're going to find these 2 points. So I label this point as T1 and this is T2. Okay, now we're going to find these T1 and T2. So first, since we have the since we have the equations of line L already, so we can say point on L is equals to 1 plus 3t 2 minus negative 2 negative 3 minus. So this is the point on L, and we're going to find which point is it. So now we can see here AT is AT. Okay, so now we're going to find this AT. Okay, so AT is equals to AO plus OT, right? So AO is 2, 4, negative 4, and OT is the point on L. 1 plus negative 3. So here. Wait. Sorry. Negative OA. And we will get 1 minus negative 3. Negative 3, negative 1 plus t. So this is our vector AT. So why here I'm using minus is because we are using AO. And now this is OA. So we have to reverse the sign. Okay, now since we have the vector AT and AT, the magnitude of AT is equals to square root 20. The magnitude is equals to the distance at here.
So basically, we don't care if they give like this.
So
Just take the
we just sub in all the value. Sub all the value over here into plus t goes to square root 20. And when you solve, do all the calculation, you will get t equals to 2 value because the t equal here have square. So you will get t equals to plus minus 1. So since you get t, you now just have to sub the t into the point at the line L. And you will get your answer. Okay, so let us sub together. Point when t goes to 1 and we have to answer another is when t equals to -1. So 1 plus 3 equals to 4. Oh, -4, -2, 4, 减3减1。Okay, -2. Okay, so you will get 2 points, which is 4, 404, 4 -4 and -2, 4 and -2. That's it.
Okay, thank you Zion. Kalau ada apa-apa soalan boleh tanya dalam Telegram atau PM saya ataupun boleh dekat live chat. So next, since tak ada soalan baru, tunggu jap lah.
Dah.
Cuci ke? Soalan?
Snap lagi soalan.
Saya snap.
No. This one.
Still in
In
syllabus.
syllabus.
Still in syllabus.
But like quite tough.
Tricky.
Yeah, tricky.
Any question you want to do then?
No.
Get in.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
23 ada soalan apa Zai?
Okay.
Wow, 有一点东西啊。
Biasanya agak tough lah. Okay. Okay. So, hi guys. I will be explaining this 2017 questions. Okay. The number of text message. This one is a poison. Okay. So, how do we know it's poisons? Because here, right, the mean is 6. Okay. So mean, we know that this one is a poison. Okay. So we can write as X P O 6. Yeah. Mm. 6. Yang 4 ini kena hati-hati, yang ini per hour. So kalau macam dalam soalan dia maybe dia akan tulis macam one day ke, kita kena tukar yang 4 ini. Macam kalau dia tukar jadi one day. One day 24. Sebab sehari ada 24 jam. So kita kena darab 24 loh. Okay, so yang 4 ini kena take notes. Okay. So, find the probability that Rosnaida will receive exactly 8 text message between 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. on a particular day. And then this one. Okay, so since this one is poison have a formula which is px equals to
E power negative x.
Yes. This one is equals to what? Equals to something lah. Okay, something. I write a general formula first. Wait. X okay, X okay, equals to E is to negative size lambda power x divided by x factorial. Okay, so sini dia nak exactly 8. So dia punya px equals to x equals to 8. Okay, so sini kami sudah tahu dia punya ini adalah lambda. Lambda adalah 6. So E is 6 or 8. Oops. Oh, sorry. Careless. Okay. Since sini dia cakap okay. Sini dia cakap 16 until 18 on a particular day. So ada 2 jam kan? Okay, so 2 jam. Yang poison ini kita kena tukar dah. Tukar jadi times 2. 6 times 2, 12. Okay, per 2 hour. Okay. So px equals to 8 equals to E negative 12 of 8. Okay. So just type in the calculator and we will get 0.0655. Okay, so that's all for A. Then proceed to B. This one is the one which is really tough. Okay, so sini dia cakap, it is known that Rosnida has received at least 10 text message between 16 until 18 o'clock on a particular day. Then find the probability that she received 13 text message during that time interval. Okay, so yang ini kami juga guna balik. Yang ini, nampak? Tak nampak. Yang ni, okay, yang ni. Uish. Ada bateri ke? Boleh dah. Okay. Okay, guna balik yang ini. Wih, mengapa? Yang ini, okay. So, tapi sini, okay, sini dia cakap probability that she received 13 message. So P x equals to 13. Tapi sini kami nampak it is known that. So dia ada condition. Dia cakap dia receive at least 10 message at this time. This one is the condition lah. And then this one then baru dia receive 13 message during this interval. So kami kena buat yang ini. Faham tak? Boleh tak?
Macam nak tahu dia ada.
Sebab ini known that.
Dia punya
This one is the condition. Sini sudah bagi satu condition. Dia nak ada condition ni baru ada yang belakang ni kan receive 13 text message. So this one is a condition. Okay. Yeah. So okay, first time tengok soalan macam ni lah. Okay, so saya pun tak buat lah. Okay. So kami buat macam probability saja loh. X equals to N. Sebab kalau biasanya kami adalah PX intersect with kan macam ni kan. So sini pun samalah. N tu intersect kan. Okay, so P X greater and equal to 10. Okay, divide by then 10. Okay, so sebab okay, Then kami sini boleh tulis draw satu number line dulu. 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. So sekarang dia cakap Px equals to 13 is this part loh. And then x more greater and equal to 10 is this. So dia punya intersect punya part adalah sini saja kan? Sini saja kan? Okay. So sini adalah Px equals to 13. Okay. And Px greater than equal to 10. Okay. So kalau nak dapat yang ini, kami boleh buat Px greater and equal to 13 minus Px greater and equal to 14. Okay. Yang ni refer to table lah. Then lepas tu, yang bawah sama je. Okay, ini semua. Kami cari dia punya nilai daripada table. Dan kami akan dapat 0.4240 minus 0.3185 divide by 0.7576. And the final answer will be 0.1393. Yay, that's all. So, siapa ada soalan tak? Mana-mana yang tak faham atau tak clear nak ulang balik? Okay, so kalau tak ada, that's all for me. Thank you.
So kita teruskan dengan soalan Seroja akan explain. Sekejap
Yo. Okay, right. Before I pose the question, there's something I want to ask. Okay, let's say if I said you throw a dice, you throw a die, dadu lah kan, and you want to get number, let's say number 3. So let's say number 2. The probability for you to get number 2 is 1/6. Okay. Now what happen if I ask same stuff, throw a die, get number 2, and I said 3 times consecutively. 3 times consecutively. How will you do this question? Just try to think about it first, because normally people make these silly mistakes. Okay, the correct answer is 1/6 times 1/6 times 1/6. Or you can also say 1/6 to the power of 3. Because you need to take it 3 times consecutively, so you need to get here number 2 times get number 2 again, and then times get number 2 again. For those who said a typical mistake will be something like this. One over 6 times 3. There's a typical mistakes people say. I've seen this a lot lah in my life. I mean, like, come on, if you play snake and ladder and you want to get number 6, it's difficult. If you do to get 3 times number 6 in a row, it's far more difficult. And 1/2 is 2 big numbers. Okay, I want you to understand the concept of consecutively over here. Okay, so consecutively we need to get number 2, we need to get number 2 again, and then to get number 2 again. So that's why you can see there's a power 3 over here. Alright, I hope you get these concepts. Okay, so the question that I would like to do, this one. The questions that I would like to do is this one. 14C. Because it's written here, you want to get exactly 6 for 3 consecutive weeks. Right. If you look at the question is a Poisson question, and the rate of the repair rate is a 4 per week. So right now you're doing for exactly 6 for 3 consecutive weeks. How do we do that? So from the earlier part, we got ourselves the lambda is 4. Okay, so what about this one here? What be our lambda be? Because we got here lambda is for 1. This is for per week. So what about if they said 3 consecutive weeks? Should the lambda be 12? If you answer 12, then it's wrong. Why is it wrong? Normally, if we increase the number of weeks, yes, we increase the value of lambda. But in this context, what they are doing is, just like we did just now for week 1, week 2, week 3, just like the die just now, we throw it 3 times. In this case, they are week 1, week 2, week 3, and then you want to get exactly 6, x equals to 6, x equals to 6, x equals to 6 consecutively. This is what it means. Okay, I hope you get it. This is not 3 weeks in a row. It's not the whole total of 3 weeks. It's like week 1, week 2, week 3. We got x equals to 6, x equals to 6, x equals to 6. That's the difference when you write it down consecutively. So how you're going to solve it? It's just as I mentioned here, x equals to 6 there. So the lambda is still 4. So E negative lambda, lambda x over x factorial. So E negative 4, lambda is 4, and here we have mentioned just now, Px equals to 6. So 6 factorial. And we have mentioned just now, we need to do to the power of 3. Why to the power of 3? Because consecutively. This 3 stands for consecutively. Press that into the calculator. 3 weeks, 3 consecutive weeks. Press that into your calculator, you should get the answers. So yeah. Putri, help.
0.00.
0.0494. Oopsie. 0.0. Are you okay?
0.10.
To the power of 3. It's a small number. 0.001113. Alright. Okay. Beware. This is the tricky questions that I think you can come out in exams. Okay, we got last 10 minutes. Do you have any more questions you want to ask? Viewers, anything? Yeah. I don't get the answer. You got 2 ladies here calculated with their calculators. You need to have the power of 3 need to be outside.
Maybe salah power kot.
Do you do bracket? Remember, this 3 need to be outside the bracket. Yeah, we got it. You can post gambar dan group.
For the racket.
Hmm?
Dia lupa racket.
Never bracket. Okay. Anyway, it happens. Silly mistakes happens to everyone. Don't worry. That's what makes our life interesting. Internet slow. Okay, any last question you want to ask before we end? Oh, my mistake. Forgot the bracket. Guys, you want to present any more question? Anything? Done already. Okay, maybe one more from me. Yikes, I forgot to charge my laptop while doing this thing. Okay, this is not really a question, this is more of a game. Since we got time, if you're my student, you will know the answer. If I give you a card, 4 cards, which is written AA, B, and B, and I close them, and you need to choose 2 cards, which has and it needs to be same alphabets. So same alphabets to win. So it's either for you to win, it's either you need to get AA or BB. On a first glance, what's the probability of winning? On the first glance, on the first glance, it looks like 0.5. I mean, like it's either AA or BB, so it's a half probability lah. And I've done this experiment in my class, my lectures, and the numbers of people who get it is far less than 0.5. In fact, the nearest that I can ever get is actually 1/3. The probability of winning is actually 1/3. So what actually happening? So this 0.5 is wrong. So what actually happening is if I close them down, as I mentioned just now, it's a A or BB. So the chances for you to get A or B, the first one, either A or B, you are right, it is half. It is 0.5. Let's say you choose this one. Let's say you choose this one. So you can no longer select it. So the next one that you need to get an A, the next probability for you to get an A, for you to win, is this one, right? You have select the first A. Now you need to select the second A. So the second A, as you can see here, is actually 1/3. So for you to get double A, for you to get 2 A's, it's actually 1/2 times 1/3. So probability for you to get the 2 A's is actually 1/6. And the same method I can apply for you to get 2B is 1/2 times 1/3 is 1/6. So the probability for you to get 2 cards with the same alphabets for winning is actually either 2A plus 2B which we have calculated here, which is going to give you is actually 1/3. The chances for you to win is actually 1/3, not 1/2. So when it comes to probability, intuition, just like this now we try to do here, our intuition is not good. Human nature wise, our intuition is not good. So you need to plan very carefully for you to get answers. So when it comes to probability, I always tell my students, plan. If you don't plan, you cannot get it. Same with permutation combination, which is not coming out in exam, unfortunately. For further explanation, for far more interactive explanation, but it was written there wrongly, it's 1/6. I did the video when I was young. And I have to admit, I did not get this idea by myself. When I was young, I read Yu-Gi-Oh! The King of Games. If you ever read the comic, it's actually the Pakat comic. So I visualizing it. Yes. Oh yeah, I can show it here. Chrome tab. You can just Google it out. Rodi Rejab Babats, and this is the first video here. It's quite an old video, 13 years ago. This is my first year. Yeah, it's a GTA song. Oh, I better be careful. We might get copyright copyright strikes. And if you watch the video until the end, you will see me when I was young. Okay, all right. I think that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching, and please comment, share, like, and subscribe. Thank you very much for coming, and yeah, please say hi again for this working hard hamsters. And they work very hard for all of you. Okay, tomorrow will be our presentation. Bye. Kita dengar tadi.